day. This is Pamela Palomar, a BSN3 Social Studies student. And for today's video, I am going to discuss to you my assigned topic under the subject ED304. Okay, so before we start to dig deeper with our subtopics, let me first explain or discuss to you the introduction about the title of our Unit 4, which is the teacher as a school culture catalyst. So being a teacher has many roles and functions to play. So for this video, I am going to discuss to you the teacher as a school culture catalyst. So what is catalyst? When we say catalyst, it is a person or a thing that cause a change or event to happen. So I hope you already have an idea to what we are going to discuss for today. Okay, so under the subtopics of the teacher as school culture catalyst, we have the structure in school, which are the following. First is the classical Weberian bureaucracy, the whole's organizational inventory, third, formalization of structure, fourth, Mentzberg mechanism of structure, and fifth, the depth and organizational structure. But for my assigned topic, I will only discuss the first and the second, which are the classical Weberian bureaucracy and the whole's organizational inventory. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the classical Weberian bureaucracy. So this theory was introduced by Max Weber, a German sociologist and a political economist. He stated that to manage an organization efficiently, it is essential to have a clear line of authority along with proper rules, procedures, and regulations for controlling each business operations. Okay, so does anyone know what is bureaucracy? Okay, so bureaucracy refers to the possessing of control over a group of people or activities through knowledge, power, or authority. This theory focuses on the following two primary criteria. First is developing a hierarchical system in the organization. When we say hierarchical system, it refers to the arrangement or classification of the employee based on their function and roles from above and below. Next is the defining clear procedures, methods, rules, and regulations to carry out business operations and transactions. It is necessary for an organization to have this, the rules, the procedure, methods, and regulations in order to have an organized flow on the organization or inside the organization. Without this, it is possible to turn into a chaos or misunderstanding with the employees and the employer. Weber believed that there could be only three kinds of power in the organization. First is the traditional authority, the charismatic authority, and the legal rational authority. In traditional authority, workers are considered as servants in that they are dependent upon their leader or lord, following the stated rules and regulations blindly. It means that employees do not have the right to complain to what their leader should say or propose. Is the charismatic authority. Under the charismatic power, due to the extraordinary personality of the managers, the workers are deeply motivated to perform their best on the task allotted to them. However, this charisma may fade away with the manager's layoff, resignation, or demise. Next is the legal rational authority. In this type of authority, the workers either need to abide by the legal rules or the naturally applicable laws. In short, all the employees need to follow a consistent set of principles. Weber developed a management theory where he emphasized on a formal organizational structure to proper maintain the hierarchy. He set as 6 principles of bureaucratic theory, which are the following. First, the authority hierarchy. Second, the formal rules and regulations. Third, the division of labor. Fourth, the career orientation. The fifth, impersonality. And the last, formal selection process. So usually, government organizations majorly adopted Max Weber's bureaucracy theory. Weber gave the following 6 principles for managing an organization effectively and efficiently. Now, let us discuss the first principle. The first principle is the authority hierarchy. Weber proposed that there should be a systematic hierarchy in the organization defining the position of each employee from the top to the lowest level. In such a system, each employee knows who they have to report, whose order they need to follow, and what is the role of the different person in the organization. And let's move on to the next principle, which is the division of labor. In this principle, it stated that whole work should be assorted into smaller task sets to ascertain that every set of tasks is assigned to the right person. For example, if that person or worker is capable of fulfilling the task, then he will be assigned to do that task. This does not only improve the work efficiency, but also ensures proper allocations of job responsibilities. So now, let's go to the next, which is the career orientation. This is another essential principle that management should motivate employees to build a long-term career in the organization by providing them job security and performance-based incentives in order to motivate to stay in a company or an organization and to be motivated to do better for the company's or organization's improvement. This is the impersonality. So in an organization, the impersonal develop among the employees which may lead to favoritism or nepotism. Whoever said that the duplication of rules and managerial decisions should be impartial and independent of such relations. Moreover, this decision must be based on the rational and practical grounds rather than emotional or impersonal influence. This shows or give importance to the fairness and just decisions of the organization. And now, lastly, is the formal selection process. Weber believed that the workers should be recruited through their technical skills and expertise instead of the first-come, first-selected basis. Even the promotion should be based on performance and merit. This does not only leads to better productivity, but also adds to the employee's growth and satisfaction. Now let's talk about Hall's organizational inventory. So one of the earliest systematic attempts to measure verticalization is the Hall's of 1964 development of an organizational inventory to measure 6 characteristics of bureaucratic structure or those that we tackled earlier, the 6 principles. D.A. Mackay on 1964 subsequently adapted and modified the organizational inventory in his study of the bureaucratizations of schools. He measured bureaucratic patterns in schools using the school's organizational inventory, or the SOI, a questionnaire that operates or operationalized the same 6 dimensions of structures. The interrelationship of these characteristics of schools also have been explored practically. Studies indicate that there are two relatively distinct patterns of rational organization rather than one completely integrated bureaucratic pattern. Hierarchy of authority, rules of incumbents, procedural specific actions, and impersonality tend to vary together, and the specialization and technical competence similarly vary together. However, the two groups are found to be independent of or inversely related into each other. So we have the two groups under the bureaucratic pattern and the professionalization or professional patterns. Now, as you can see in this table, we have labeled the first set of characteristics as bureaucratic and the second is professional. So this distinction calls attention both to the conflict or the potential conflict between authority based on technical competence and expertise, and that based on the holding the office in a hierarchy into the potential incompatibility between professionalization and bureaucratization. To combine together the bureaucratic and professional patterns in a single model of bureaucracy seems to obscure important differences among schools. Indeed, separating two patterns of organization and administration makes it possible to explore combination of the two patterns. For example, if each pattern is divided, then 4 types of organizations are possible. To give you a little information of these 4 types of organizations, let us take a look at these descriptions in a variant structure. So in the Weberian structure, professionalization and bureaucratization are complementary and both high. This pattern is similar to the ideal type described by Weber. That is why we call it Weberian structure. And is the authoritarian structure. This emphasizes high bureaucratic authority with low professional consideration. So their authority is based on position and hierarchy. It disciplined compliance to the rules, regulations, and directives, and that power is concentrated and flows from top to bottom, which the superior has always the highest power. So next, the third is the professional structure. We can see in the table that it is high in the professional and low in bureaucratic because members of the staff is viewed as professionals who have expertise and competence to make important organizational decisions. The rules and procedures serves as their guides rather than a strict format to be applied uniformly. In here, teachers have much power in the organizational decision-making process. Lastly is the chaotic structure. It has a low degree of bureaucratization and professionalization. Therefore, confusion and conflict represents day-to-day. Operations inconsistency, contradiction, and ineffectiveness are likely to happen. In chaotic structure, Also, strong pressure will arise to move toward one of other structural types. So this proves that it is very important to choose the type of structure that or what we are going to implement or use in our organization, so that we will have a smooth flow and organized organization. And this ends my report. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something or more important things on this topic. Thank you.